I don't really have anything prepared, mainly because I was told I was going to be given this honor when I showed up. I guess I'll start with saying Pete was really only my drinking buddy when we were in the same room together. And, Brother Goodman, I would say, is much closer to a father to me. He was my advocate, and he was my mentor. And when my father died back in 1999, Pete, without saying a word, just sort of stepped in and took that role on. And it was very, very close to that the role I had with my own father, the relationship. We would sit around, as you can imagine, and talk for extended periods of time. He was good at that. And he always listened to me. And I remember one time we had this conversation where we didn't really see eye to eye. And finally he says, can't do his voice. But he says, I know. He says, if that's the way you feel about it, then I'll support you. Well, after I got up off the floor, I realized that something had changed from the very first time that I met Pete, and that he had developed a certain trust in me and a belief in me. I've spoken to both of his daughters about this. Pete and I did talk a lot about unions, but Pete always talked about his family when we were together. In good times and difficult times, we always talked about our families and what was going on, and he became really more than a friend and more than a colleague.